Check it out, people. It's Fresh Mark Sense with another fresh review, and today is another summer head turners event. This is the freshest head turners that will get people just thinking, what is that freshness? What is that perfume that this person is wearing? As soon as you walk by them, what kind of scent are you getting? Are you getting something fresh? Are you getting a formal vibe, a rich vibe, something syrupy, sweet, a little bit sour, fresh, or something even a little bit herbal and interesting to intrigue you? So we're going to get into all of these scents. Let's get straight into it with why Eau de Parfum. This was a little bit down the list as a herbal fresh with a juicy apple note. Now, the mid of this perfume is a note called Sage. You can check that up on Fragrantica. There is a sage. The top note has apple, but I feel that it resembles a pear just because it's so juicy and it has a rounded note to it, like the skin of the apple, the juice of a pear, like or apple, and then you have the sourness of the aftertaste of it. But that is really conjured up from the sweetness of amberwood and the contrast of that with vetiver. So there is and vetiver and sage. So it's herbal, uplifting, refreshing, juicy. It will keep on giving you wafts of freshness throughout the day, and it's a head turner because the projection is pretty good. It screams out this one for quite a while, giving you a nice, clean, fresh, and slightly fruity afternote. So check that one out. If you want something herbal, fresh, and slightly juicy, why Eau de Parfum? Check that one out, Yves Saint Laurent. Now, the first one on the list is something formal and fresh. If you want to give off a sort of rich and aristocratic, formal vibe where you are conjure up an image of someone who is well kept, clean, and takes care of themselves, let's say, and respects the event by not wearing something bodacious and too was it atmosphere cutting. You're not really cutting through the atmosphere, something too spicy or bodacious, but they know how to smell clean and refined. This perfume is none other than Amber Pour Homme by Prada. Yes, this is the original imagination of Daniela Rocha as how she described a man should smell. So it's kind of a powdery, fresh, sweet. It's inviting. It's a gentleman's perfume, nothing too obtrusive. So from a female's perspective of like a sort of little girl's perspective, what a father character maybe would be, sort of like this is something elderly gentlemen can enjoy as a formal scent and stay fresh and clean, and also, well, I'm making it sound like you're getting your nappy changed or something, but no, um, no, something formal, fresh and clean, and it would never really go old in at formal events daytime, and you could wear nighttime too. The orange blossom and myrrh is, I think that's what it makes the perfume so special. The usage of myrrh, a sweet resin, a little bit like amber, but the depth of it gives it some medicinal characteristic, mixed with orange blossom. Orange blossom is a white floral which it really uplifts the perfume with some neroli in it as well. I believe there's some, yeah, amber and white musk in there as well. So it's sweet, it's refreshing, it has a light undertone, the musk, but it's not too much to make it sporty or feel harsh or acrid or anything that would make you choke out. It's very formal, cloudy, fresh, and it gives you a clean shirt vibe without being bland. It has a creamy sweetness in the base with the myrrh, vanilla, and amber, and I feel that that's where it dries. When it dries down, that's where it shines the most. So definitely check that one out for formal fresh scent. And I particularly I've actually received some compliments when it's more about the look. Sometimes, you know, you don't always get someone directly come up to you, but somebody smartly enough, I actually came for a job on the side, an odd job, but I was wearing a t-shirt with perfume before, with this amber porhom only. I thought, well, I just chuck it on in the morning, but she was like, "Oh, you're unusually fresh," sort of up and down look. I was like, "Okay, nice, amber porhom." I just mentioned that, so something like that. It just turns heads in the way how it's powdery, fresh, clean, and it's almost like it's got iris in it, but it's not overly sweet. So that is a fantastic perfume. Check that one in the summer, autumn, even in the winter. Next one is Saleo De Italy. That is the orange juice freshness in the morning. If you have breakfast and you have orange juice, you peel the orange. Well, if you juice it yourself, you peel the orange. That is a bitter orange note in there. You squeeze the orange. When it bursts out, that is the juicy orange. And water notes when it sort of bursts out, and then you get the sourness of the orange when you bite into it, the aftertaste, and that is the vetiver in here. So this is the whole experience of almost biting into an orange, the freshness of it, and this is fantastic for the morning, or even in midday if you want a refreshing booster. And the similarities to just eating an orange is so fantastic that it could be conjured up in a perfume, that when other people smell it on you, they'll be instantly reminded of the refreshing characteristics of orange juice, which is, I mean, nobody can complain about that. I mean, orange juice, I mean, it's not it's not pineapple for the office, I mean, but it's fresh. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with orange juice. You could use it as a mixer if you like vanilla scents. If you're a woman, you can use it with vanilla. Orange and vanilla is fantastically feminine, refreshing, and it never gets boring because it never gets too cloying for the vanilla, and it never gets overly juicy or youthful with or juvenile, let's say, with the orange juice. And that's what I've done with D600. I've actually mixed Saleo De Italy with Carna Barcelona D600 to create Citrus D600. So there's another video about that, but you can check that out later. Check this out if you want that refreshing, juicy breakfast citrus OJ feeling without the murder. Sorry. Next one is Givenchy Pie. That is something sweet, syrupy, and alluring. So, my mouth's just drooling when I'm thinking about this. It's so tasty. It's like a caramel syrup. It goes more into the gold amber scent. Let's just spray this on. Got a nice spray. Let's spray. That's the only spray I'm gonna waste for you guys. Sorry. I do this like 15 times and just zoom in or something. So it's got mandarin in the top note, the amber kicks in, the benzoin comes in quite early despite it being in the base. It's got an almond note which is slightly bitter, but of course nutty, bitter, and adds to a slightly woody feel to the perfume. There's slight woody note to the perfume, but I think that's taken over by the almond and the benzoin. The benzoin gives a nice caramelly vanilla-like scent, like a thick vanilla scent, which is more what we're used to in gourmand treats. Like when you taste the vanilla, you taste the creamy, thick vanilla, or you taste the very sweet vanilla. You don't taste the earthy vanilla unless you're eating a truffle, where you'd have like maybe you'd have different, like vanilla pod or something. It's a lot more earthy. So this is a sweet vanilla, very ambery. It reminds me of the amber rock in Jurassic Park, because it has a shimmering gold characteristic with the mandarin on top. And I feel that's what sets it apart in all the amber perfumes. This is my favorite amber perfume. Sorry, Amber Fever. I mean, I think that's more almond and whiskey related and creamy, but it's not really amber related like this. Givenchy Pie is the one for me in terms of amber scents. And it's definitely a head turner because it's sweet. I've been told, you're so crazy, but you're so nice. Because I come into the party when I was at uni, like being like, hey, it's 12, I'll probably miss so much, so I come in like crazy, and then but I'm wearing nice perfume, so people are like, what, he's coming in um like he's been here for the party the whole time, but he's still so fresh, like how is this going on? I mean, people are just wondering, like people just like, so when they're going past, like brushing by, because they can smell the Givenchy Pie that I mixed with Versace Eros. Those are my only two perfumes back in uni days, Versace Eros and Givenchy Pie. So I just used to spray that and mix that. So I used to have gold dust with the citrus freshness and the vanilla, and the amber and vanilla in the base. I mean, oh my god, the two of them together, that was crazy. So next one, before I start drooling too much, oh my god, that Sicily. I mean, we got a Fruitbowl perfume over here. This is pineapple, orange, a little bit of peach. You got some, oh wow, you got a little bit of birch note. So that dry woody note is a great contrast. So all of the, as I said before, all of the fruit notes lay on top of the woody note to give it some base. But this one really floats at the end because when you spray it, let's get this on, it's lovely. You get jasmine. You get jasmine shortly after the pineapple and mandarin and peach. Then you get that grapefruit, sour grapefruit. A little bit of lemon. The lemon is more creamy than anything. It's not too sharp or astringent. Fantastic. You don't get blackberry. There is Cedro Boise, and I can tell the difference because that's a lot spicier. I'd say if you want Creed Aventus pineapple, this is the closest that you're going to get for the best price, because this is about £88 or something like that. Actually, no. The Jardin exclusive sometimes £88 if you're lucky, but this one goes for up to £140 for 120 ml bottle. So I'd always suggest getting the big bottle because 2 sprays is enough for the whole day. I mean, 8 hours, you'd be projecting like crazy. This lasts like, I mean, you could have a shower and you'd still smell it for about 3 hours longer. So that is 8 hours to enough time, let's say. So if you want that fruit bowl effect with that juicy fruit and be so refreshing when you walk by somebody be like, wow, that guy is like fruity fresh. Like you just want to like grab him and just see what he's made of. Because he's got that you know, it's got something exciting, something exotic, something playful. The sun is out. When you smell something fruity and exotic, your senses are riled up with all of these places that you've been to and the time that you've eaten fruit and enjoyed it with friends, and it just hitting somebody with that memory with a whole fruit bowl across the face, just throwing the fruit bowl over them, and they're just like, wow, that is just super fresh. So out of Cedro Boise and Sicily, I'd say that this is a fruitier of the two, and Cedro Boise is for somebody who wants a leathery characteristic perfume, and I think that would be better for autumn, but this is summer and spring. This is a party vibe. Definitely check this out. Anyway, that is the summer perfume. And the last one, the last one is something I have talked about before. It is Versace Eras. Yes, I have to say it again. I'm sorry, this is the Eau de Parfum though, because it projects a little bit further in the first few hours, about 2 to 3 hours, and after it sits a bit closer to skin, but it lasts, and the mint is so sharp, it reminds me a little bit more of Bleu de Chanel in the way how, I'm not sure, it's in this Eau de Parfum, which had the spearmint and the lemon zest, or is it grapefruit zest or something? I think it was lemon zest, and that was a lot more minty with the spiciness of the sandalwood, the spicy, creamy woodiness of the sandalwood coming out. So I feel that this has a little bit more sandalwood. This has a labdanum note, mandarin on the top and bottom to make it a mix of apple and oranges. Slightly takes away from the apple, but the mint is really strengthening here. So this is a head turner from being super fresh and bringing it up from what some people say is a casual summer scent. I think it's a great party scent, eau de toilette, to a head turner in the minty freshness of it. So it sort of changes the DNA a bit, tweaks it a little bit. I'm not sure if it's better or worse. I prefer the eau de toilette, but in terms of turning heads with the minty freshness of it and making sure you're heard and smelt, the eau de parfum is the one of choice. So definitely check that one out, and both are definitely worth the money. If you want more bang for your buck, get the eau de toilette. But last one that I'm going to check, because I was going to forget it, but I just saw it over here and I thought I have to get it for you. This one is something so fresh. Wow, this really piqued my interest when I was 17, around about 17, 19. I was doing a tailoring course. I was checking out fresh perfumes. I've tried Versace Dylan Blue, and this is a sparkly fresh perfume. Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua by Tom Ford, the Eau de Toilette, is a very fresh basil, clary sage, wildflower, herbal, and bergamot concoction, which makes you feel like you're on top of a mountain. It's sparkly fresh, it's revitalizing, instantly reminds you of summer in a foreign country, maybe Italy or something like that, with clear blue skies, crystal clear waters, and absolutely nothing to worry about. When I smell this, the clary sage, and this is very relaxing with the wildflower, and reminds you or sends you to a place like on top of a mountain, maybe with some slight shrubbery of the wildflower and clary sage, almost the place where goats would meditate or something. It's so peaceful. It's that kind of place. It is just, it's otherworldly, really, how fresh it is, and it makes you feel like you're already on a holiday, just diving into a deep sea of ocean fresh water. So when people smell that of you, they almost remind themselves of a holiday. So one thing is to remind them of a fruit bowl and all the juicy fruit or maybe seductive sensual fruit that they've eaten, and another thing is to put them on a holiday and put them on top of a mountain. So that is another thing altogether. This is an otherworldly fragrance, and it reminds me of sunny Greek mountains and just diving into the clearest pool of water. So if you want that feeling, check out Tom Ford Mandarina di Amalfi Aqua, the Eau de Toilette. Don't check out the Eau de Parfum, because that's more like Neroli Portofino, gets a bit Neroli-esque, and then it has all of this lemon in it. The lemon oil in here is pungent enough and it gives it a nice kick, but the Eau de Parfum of this is too lemony, and it comes off as lemon cleaner. I've tried both of them in store and I remember how different it was, and I was like, ew, and I was like, but how could it be worse? It's eau de toilette. How could it be worse? And I said, something's wrong with that. What is wrong with this company? The last one that they done was good, the Black Orchid and Tom Ford Noir. But, well, that was just me, I was very fickle in those days. But check this one out. Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua Eau de Toilette. So, I hope you like all of those perfumes. I hope I didn't gab on too long about my personal experiences, whatever like that. But I like to share with you how these perfumes transform me into another place, transport me into another place, and how they can do the same for you and remind other people when you just walk by with these scents, the beautiful memories that you've had in your life. You can share them with other people by just smelling fresh. So take care and stay fresh.